Welcome all of you class. I am Durgesh Kumar Pandey and I am going to explain a chapter. The name of this chapter is Development. Class, in this chapter Development, we will try to understand the term, what is the meaning of development, and class, in this chapter we will try to which model of development is better, which idea of development is better, and in this chapter we will also study about the consequences of development, what are the cost of development, and what are the other we have a alternate model of development. So class, now first we will start from the introduction. Suppose class, in your class, your subject teacher giving a project work. In this book, this also example available in your NCERT book. Suppose your subject teacher or class teacher give you a project to make a annual project report, to make a annual magazine. Suppose the work is to make annual magazine, and in the class teacher was announced, you make a annual magazine. So this is the aim. So some students were using previous year magazine, and they using cut and paste, and they take the idea from previous year magazines and make with some changes and new. Means they follow the idea of previous year's magazines, some 1 2 year before magazine, and on this basis they make the current year magazine. जो आज current year का magazine उसको बना दिया according to they जो previous year का magazine उसको follow. तो class, तो here nothing is new. Only students was copy or नकल किया of previous year magazines. So class, here is a question that what this magazine is suitable for the publication of this year, because this is the copy of previous year. Is it suitable for this current year when the people are suffering from COVID-19? So how much it's suitable for current year this magazine, which are the copy of previous year magazine, and at the same time some students were decided to doing some innovative action. Suppose in your class, some students were decided that we are going to make a new magazine of year, and this will be a innovative. Okay. और देखो क्लास, एक क्लास और है, उसमें the teacher was giving the work of making the magazine of this year. So class, in another class where the class teacher giving the work of making magazine of this year. Suppose in another class the headings of topics was discussed among the students, and what are the headlines, what was the page cover, everything is discussed in the class. What will be the topic, what will the poem, what will the new things. So for making a magazine, if the everything is discussed in a class in a democratic method, so it will be possible कि after a debate some contradicts will arise. But after all, after a long debate and discussion, the students are giving their new ideas, they giving their new headings, they give their new material in the magazines, and after a long discussion, when the result will come, it will be obviously good, because the magazine which was come after a long discussion, debate among the students, obviously in this class the magazines will always good, and it is according to needs of current year, and everything is included, because a magazine give the information about the current situation also. But your class you are looking in your previous method कि जहाँ पे the people students are only using cut and paste and follow the previous year model. So this is not good according to situation, according to current year. This is not a good project work. So a project work is a good project work when the students were going to cooperate, going to make the cooperation among them, give their innovative new ideas, every topic and every material were discussed among the between the students, what will be the content according to current scenario. So such type of project will obviously become very nice. Okay class? So class, you understand? Similarly, the model of development is the same time. If we are going to make a model for the development, so it is necessary to consult the people. हम लोगों से consult करें, to consult the people whose life was affected. Okay, we have to be consulted to such a people whose life was affected when we are adopted the any plan. Okay, and if we consult the peoples whose life will going to affected by this plan, obviously this plan will be become very accountable by the people, accountable to the people, the class. And if the maker of the plan will not discuss with the people, so it create a problem, and the chances of success will not good, not more. Okay class, so in this chapter I am also giving something about the development and what which model of which type of development if we will going to create, which one is good and which one is not good. Similarly class, one more example I want to give you. Suppose you are liking cricket and your game teacher is giving the sports to join, you can join the another game like football, and your favorite game is cricket, and your game teacher give you opportunity to play football only, but hardly you are attached with the cricket. So Can you perform good? क्या आप अच्छे से perform कर पाओगे? No. Because your first choice, your first attraction is cricket, and you want to play a cricket. So when your subject teacher will not allow you, and your subject is your game teacher will force you to play the football. Obviously you will fail, you will play, but you cannot give your best. आप अपना best नहीं दोगे because your game teacher was imposing their own view upon your desire, and which is not suitable for you, and obviously your choice is cricket, and football is enforced upon you. You can play. You only play the football. So your interest obviously will be loose, and you not give your best. आप best perform नहीं कर पाओगे class. So similarly, in previous we give the two idea कि which model is developed, जो magazine है, which method is good. When in a class, when the students are going to cut and paste from the previous matters, previous headings, some students are only copying the previous year magazines. So this magazine obviously will not become a good one. But in a class, when the students are going to discuss every aspects in the class, and they were after a long debate they decide everything of the magazine, so it will obviously become the good magazine. So similarly, in the terms of development, when the government was making a development for a people, so it is compulsory, it is need the government can consult the people whose life was going to affect after the implement of the model of development of the government. So by this example, I am going to explain the people's participation in the decision making is a very essential thing. Class, first of all, development convey the idea of improvement. Development convey the idea of progress and well-being of human beings. So this is the meaning of development. Development convey the idea of improvement, well-being of the people, and progress of the people. This is known as development. In the development, aspiration of a good aspiration of peoples are also included. So thus we can say the development convey the idea of improvement, progress and well-being, and it also fulfill the aspiration of peoples. We can say this is a development. Class, in a narrow sense, developments, the meaning of development is the increase the rate of economic development and also the modernization of society. So we generally, in a narrow sense, we evaluate development by an economical factor. What are the per capita income of people, what are the growth rate of economy, and on this basis generally we can decide that this is a development, or on the basis of modernization we can also say that this is a development. So class, this idea of development is not good, not a perfect, because in the development some more things will also come, and if and not this is only a narrow definition. Class we are also take the development like making a dam, completion of some other projects, and if the government was making some plan and the government will fulfill this preset plan, we can say development. So this is, and suppose government was making a hospital, government was making a road, then we can say this is a development. So only establishing institutions and to achieve the pre-set goals is not only the development class. Development have a broader vision. They have a broad idea. They have a broad sense of development. In the class, when the government was going to make a dam, and after making a dam, so many people are displaced from their lands for making dams, and sometimes environment will also damage and people were displaced. So this development was on the big social and environmental cost. बहुत भारी कीमत चुकानी पड़ी. तो can this is a development कि it gives the profit one section of the society, and at the same time insure the livelihood of another peoples. So society can we say that this is a development. You can support one section of society, and you can discourage the second section of society. So this is not a perfect development class. Only establish institution to make the profit of one section of society, and at the same time this is also damage the life of another section of life. So this is not a development class. So we have a broad vision of development. So what thing is the development? So class we can say the just development is those things which the burden and the profit both are equally distributed among the people. So you can say this development is a good. The burden or profit both are distributed equally, and so we can say this is a development. But if one section of society get the profit and another section of society will lose their homes, lose their livelihood, they were displaced, they lost everything without any compensation. So this is not a development class. So development includes the things, the burden of profit and burden of loss both are equally distributed among the different sections. This is not a development. One can get profit and another take the burden of development. So here is a need. Government can discuss to the people whose life is going to affect after the implementation of any model of development, and every plan should be discussed among the people, should be debate, and after this it will be implemented, and people's participation in decision making is very essential thing for any model of development. And model of development will only will successful when the people participate in democratic way and people support. So government should be work in a democratic way, or go as the lower level and talk with the common peoples about the implementation of idea of development, then it will be become fruitful, and it will be the chances it will be become a successful to implement of this model. Class, your next topic is challenges of development. Challenges of development. Class, the challenges of development. What are the challenge of development in our country? Class, first of all, the poverty in the different nations, standard of low living, lack of education, lack of health facility, lack of safe drinking water, lack of जो minimum requirement है they will not be fulfilled. So these are the big challenges for a development, because a country which is poor, uneducated, so and they have a lack of safe drinking water. So this was a big challenge for the development. कि how the we can implement, how can make the model of development and how we can implement, because people are literate, they have standard of living was very low. So after making for a development we have a challenge. These things are the challenge: the poverty of our country, the low standard of living. These are the challenges for development. देखो class, when the 1950 and 60s era, when so many countries from Asia and Africa become independent from the colonial rules, so they were suffering from poverty, malnutrition, illiteracy, and poor health conditions. They were illiterate, their economical condition was very bad. They were unemployed because they have not any work. So with Asian African countries which were got the independent in 1950-60 era, they were saying that the colonial master was responsible for this. They were not provide any benefit, because their model of development was only make the benefit only the colonial master, and the model of development which was implemented on those time was not benefited the peoples who are living in the colonies. Only colonial master was benefited. So that is why the economy of Asian African countries were very weak. So the countries are divided among the underdevelopment, development, and non-development. So class, after got the independence, these Asian African countries have a challenge to what type of the model they adopt for the development of their countries. So someone was choosing the model of Soviet model, someone choosing the model of West countries model, and somewhere choosing the state control economy, and somewhere choosing the capitalist model. And this was the two popular model in the world which were very successful. And sometimes when like people are going to choose any of these model, and if they not got the success. So what are the reason? We will discuss in our next class. Thank you class.